Hello everyone, before this video starts, I'm just going to ask you guys to cut me a little bit of slack here with the next coming weeks. As you may know, Minnesota has a lot of riots going on at the moment. So depending on how that goes, I may or may not upload as much just because it's kind of worrying. But as of right now, I will be uploading at least once or twice a week. So yeah, okay, now that that's done, let's get right into the video. Okay, so the first page we got is the table of contents, not much special. You can kind of see I was drawing a lot of stuff. I was planning on making this a really big series, and I also put reading level 100 in the top right corner on the left side. It's really funny. And a lot of the table of contents don't make any sense because they were more or less summed up and they didn't really give page numbers except for 1, 2, and 3, so okay, now I'm just going to get into reading it rather than commentating on it. So, this is Michael. His secret is that he's a superhero. He sees something on the news happening, and then he goes to his plane and got his potion. Then he poured the potion on the plane. He flew it towards the robot that was destroying the bridge, and then he said that it's time to take some action. He jumped onto the robot, but the robot threw him off. The robot had a strange symbol on it, and the robot fled shortly after. He didn't know that he had superpowers. Next time, he said, maybe I'll get a costume. I'll be Electric Man. This'll work. Suddenly, Electric Man got a text message that read, I will destroy you. Electric Man said, yeah, right, in his head. After he put away his phone, he realized it's time to make an alliance with Hero X. He got in his armor. This time I'll get that robot with this. Ready in 3, 2, 1. Blast off! I'm close. Here it is. What's happening to me? Poof. Whoa, where am I? Electric Man's phone rings. It's me, Hero X. Here, go through the portal that's gonna pop up in front of you, said Hero X, as a portal appears in front of Electric Man. Ah, don't be shy, it's safe, said Hero X. Okay, said Electric Man. Whoa, what happened to me? Dude, I have a tail now, that's awesome. I can even fly? Said Electric Man enthusiastically. Electric Man, now's not the time for this. We need to go find the robots so we can destroy them, said Hero X. Yeah, I know, said Electric Man. Get ready, we're gonna have to go into space to find out where that robot went, said Hero X. Meanwhile, in space, get ready for the spaceship. Yes, my lord. The spaceship is ready, said the old man. The ship is located on the moon, the old man spoke again. The man hidden in the shadows says, finally, this is my chance to rid the world of Electric Man forever. Activate the sound tracker, the old man says. Back at Hero X's home. Hero X claims that the text message is from the future. No way it's from the future, Electric Man says. Hero X says it is. So they take a portal and enter on the moon in the future. A strange solar-powered atom glue in space. It has nuclear power as well, said Hero X. And it seems like he's in that portal. I'll go first, said Electric Man. I think it's the portal to the future. Let's go, said Electric Man. They both saw a ship upon entering the portal. That's it, that has to be the ship, said Electric Man. Hero X spoke and said, I'm gonna open up the hatch and we'll be able to come in, said Hero X. We're gonna have to get to that computer we can see though, through that window. Upon entering, they ran over to the computer. Hero X said that he'll hack into the system with his nanobots, but that doesn't work. Electric Man, do you have any ideas? Electric Man says, I'll try to use some electricity bolts to maybe fry it. The system says that the ship is going to destroy the world. We have to stop it, said Hero X. Hero X says, we're going to need a ship. We need to head back to future Earth real quick. We need to go grab the rubies before he can. Hero X hacks into the ship's terminal. and they both get on the ship, ready to fly into space towards Earth. Hero X remembers that there's something that Electric Man needs to get first. So they return to this weird temple place and pick up a sword that was embedded in the stone with a gem in the middle of it. Electric Man starts convulsing on the ground, power surging through him via the sword. A portal opens out of nowhere, and they teleport back. I'll get on my hoverboard, you go with the shoes. Those are speed shoes, said Hero X. Let's go save the future, they both said, and let the battle begin. So they armor up and get powered up with some rubies they found. Suits on. These should help us in case we run into any meteors. Wait, that's not a meteor. Those are missiles. We gotta go. They tried to blow up the ship that was shooting at them. Electric Man remembers that they could probably use his powers, so he creates balls of electricity and shoots them, and yells out with all his might. Electric balls, go! Power activate! The pilots on the ship scream. Look out! It's a bombing run! They return to the ship and enter through the hangar bay, looking at over 100 of the robots they saw earlier. Hero X said, thankfully, they're all on standby mode, so we shouldn't have anything to worry about. Hero X and Electric Man decide to split up. Hero X goes into the tech room, while Electric Man goes to look for the captain of the ship. Ha ha ha! Electric Man, you finally arrived. I am Shadow Master. Electric Man said, you're going down. Shadow Master. With a shock. Electric Man shoots bolts of electricity towards the rubies powering the ship. Electric Man takes the rubies and says, ha, thanks for the rubies, Shadow Master. Shadow Master says, annoyed, so long, Electric Man, as he jumps into a space pod and pulls the switch. Shadow Master punches Electric Man and steals the rubies back and jumps into the pod and leaves. Contacting Hero X, Electric Man said. The computer calls. Shadow Master got away, said Electric Man. Hero X says, we should probably head back to base then. He wasn't able to get any of our rubies, but he got away with his. And we should hurry because the ship's self-destruct sequence is activated. So they both get in the ship and head through the portal. Shadow Master appears again, attempting to shoot at them midway through the portal. They just barely escape. That guy's so crazy, said Electric Man. Hero X and Electric Man return back to the base, shocked at how the fact that Shadow Master is so crazy as to risk his own life just to kill them. Suddenly, Hero X gets a reading from Shadow Master. Electric Man questions how he knows that Shadow Master is in space again. Hero X said, oh, I have this thing that I picked up in the tech lab. It's called a super tracker. So they head off to space, towards Jupiter. When they arrive on Jupiter, they see that there's a whole civilization just sitting there in space near Jupiter. They look through the glass out in space with their spacesuits. Hundreds of drone-like people are walking around. But there is a girl who is dressed similarly to Electric Man's costume, being held prisoner in the middle of all of it. Hero X says, prepare for a battle, we're gonna have to break her out. The drones start screaming, like a high-pitched screeching sound. Intruder alert, intruder alert. Electric Man and Hero X smash through the glass and rescue the girl along with a few others that were being held captive. Once they get everyone on the ship, they head straight back into space. Suddenly, upon trying to exit through a portal, meteors start raining down deep in space, almost hitting them and knocking them off course into the ship. Suddenly, a big meteorite comes out of nowhere. So Hero X tries to attempt to slingshot it around to move fast enough so they can move faster than the meteors and head straight through the portal. They arrive back at the base. This is our base. We have plenty of room for you guys, says Hero X. We also have rubies, tech, and also really good food, said Electric Man. Everyone sat down to go eat. and talked about Shadow Master's Doomsday device. Hero X explains that they need to work really fast in destroying it, because Shadow Master is just going to build up his robot army again. After everyone finishes, they decide it's a good idea to go to bed. In the middle of the night, suddenly a loud bang happens in the base. Hero X and Electroman go charging through the rooms to figure out what happened. Suddenly, the girl was kidnapped through a weird cage that picked her up through her room, through the roof. Quick, we need to head after them, said Electric Man. Upon arriving at the location where the girl was kidnapped, she was dangling over a volcano, and you could see Shadow Master's ship overhead. When Shadow Master confronts Electric Man, Shadow Master challenges him to a duel, a robot battle duel, and Electric Man accepts. They battled for days with the robots. Suddenly, Electric Man punched straight through his robot, but Shadow Master pulled out his robot hand and flew off into space and retreated again. And he entered his ship and flew through the portal to escape. And that is the end of the first book. It didn't make much sense when I read it, but I tried to reorganize it to see if I could get it to make sense. But um, yeah, that was first grade me. And when I read the next one, which should be later this week, probably by Wednesday or Thursday, you'll definitely see that the way I wrote changed and it made a little bit more sense and it flowed better. So yeah, make sure to like and subscribe, guys, if you like this, and be sure to look out for the Electric Man movie coming in 2030. 2030. That was a great date. That's gonna happen.